We're back with Console Crapshoot, where we spin a wheel to play a random video game on original hardware. I know it's been a while. I have been really busy. Life's been lifing, and I went on a long vacation. Lack of free time lately, but I cannot wait to play a new random game. All right, we're going to be playing the Xbox 360 today. Definitely in the running for my favorite consoles of all time. Do not have a full collection yet, but we have a healthy 291 games on this wheel. Whoa! Fallout 3, that's a huge one. We tend to get huge games on the 360 because we only have the good games that I purchased and not the entire library. But amazing spin, and it's topical. You know, the season 2 of the Fallout show just finished recently. There's been some Fallout game updates. I think Switch 2, Fallout 4 just came out, and the 76 is still getting updates. Fallout 3 may be one of the more consequential entries in the franchise. Let's load up my last saved game I had going here. Apparently I had only 13 and a half hours in the game, and I named my guy Ballsack. Fallout, very cool IP, very unique franchise, great TV show if you haven't seen it. Holds pretty true to the game universe.
What's it about? What is it?
It's a post-apocalyptic world.
I see.
Run around and kill things.
I see.
You know, the first two games, kind of like Grand Theft Auto, the first two games were like top-down adventures, and then it went 3D in the third one. But Fallout's unique in the sense that those first games all came out from different developers. It wasn't until Fallout 3, this game, that Bethesda took over the reins. And even after that, Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas, which is arguably the best one. A lot of people will argue that. But Bethesda's been the main developer in charge of this franchise since Part 3. And they completely reinvented it with this game. They brought it into the 3D world. At the time, there was a huge explosion of first-person shooter RPGs. And this one, along with BioShock, were like the ones that paved the way. And I'm not gonna lie here, many of you will understand this, and many of you might get mad at this, but Bethesda games, I call it the Bethesda jank, I'm sure you've probably heard that before, they never really appealed to me that much. Like, I appreciate these games. Fallout, they're great. Elder Scrolls games, they're great. Skyrim, but they're kind of ugly, they're very glitchy, they're messy. Even Starfield, the new Starfield game, it's amazing, it's huge, but it kind of runs on that same technology. I don't want to say engine because it's probably a different engine, but it's the same vibe. And Starfield's so cool, but the Bethesda jank never really vibed with me. I do appreciate the games, they're amazing. You know, especially this one. Morgan insisted we start a new game on this because I don't remember where I left off. She created a character much like my character, except named Labia. Female character. Let's start from the beginning. Game starts from you being born. Your dad delivers you voices, notably Liam Neeson, obviously. Very cool that Liam Neeson's in this. And I love how they make you choose your character. They have like a computer simulation on what this baby's going to look like in the future. So you decide what you're going to look like. And then you're crawling around, and through a series of little things like baby toys, like baby books, you choose what your skill sets are going to be, where your attribute points are going to be. Because after all, it is an RPG, essentially. It's an action RPG. And I guess the Bethesda jank that I talk about is a result of how free the system is. You know, at the time, to have this much freedom built into a game, you can do anything. These characters that you meet when you're a kid, you see them again when you're older. Almost everyone in the game, unless they're integral to the story, you can just kill them. Like, yeah, there's consequences for that, but you'll miss out on entire storylines that had to do with that character. Like, it is a free, massively branching web of story. You could be a complete dick. We pretty much played this like we were just a dick to everybody. The first town that you come across, Megaton, is like a, you know, pretty iconic location in video games, Megaton City. It's got an atom bomb right at the middle of the city, and you can choose to defuse the thing, and they'll be very grateful, and they'll give you other quest lines based on that. You can also set the bomb off. You can blow up the whole city. And as you can imagine, that changes the options that you're going to get later and creates new ones. Also, very cool mechanic that happened in this game. They made this VATS system, it's called, where you can kind of pick targets on a target, and you can attack that way, and then it has a more cinematic kind of feel to it, and it kind of auto aims. Very cool and very unique mechanic to the Fallout franchise. But yeah, a lot of cool parts. You go into this simulation at one point. It feels like a 50s TV show. Very cool. There's a big robot ending, and you know, everything in between. There's a lot of meat. I didn't record all this because the game is so long. It's a lot of footage, but there's so many quests. There's so much to do in this game. I do have a couple of negatives, and a lot of people, I looked this up, and a lot of people disagree on this, but I do not like the sick yellow look of this game. Like, it's a very yellow-green, and I totally get it that is part of the draw of the game. It's this post-apocalyptic wasteland. It should feel sick, and that's an artistic choice, and I appreciate that. It just sort of wears on you as a player. They made mods to this game where on the PC where you can play them where it's colored a little brighter. It looks more like the TV show, actually. I get why the choice was there. I'm just saying that it does kind of wear on me a little bit. The other thing is that a lot of the quests and storylines are kind of just filler and fetch quests. They don't really have much to say in terms of writing. It's more about getting stuff done so that you can up your stat points and really overpower your character. When you put that time in to do all those quests, that's what ends up happening. You kind of get godlike by the end of the game. And that's great. That's probably what's fun about the game. That's what a lot of people appreciate. But I would have liked a little more meat on my story bone, if you know what I mean. But I don't know. This is a big one. It's a huge game. We're never going to do it justice in the 5 to 7 minutes I make an episode. So why don't we just go to the hard part, which is trying to give a rating to Fallout 3 for the Xbox 360. And this is tough. To many people, this is a masterpiece. This is maybe their favorite game of all time. I wouldn't even argue this is the best Fallout game of all time. Other people make that argument, and I respect that argument. I'm not going to die on that hill. To me, a 5 is a masterpiece. It holds up better than I thought it would, but it's also janky and lacking here and there. For me personally, this game is a high 4 out of 5. I respect the hell out of it. I respect the hell out of maybe you disagreeing and giving it a 5. I'm with you. But this is just my own kind of ratings on stuff. But no matter what you think, amazing spin this week from Carl. He's starting to lose his hearing a little bit, but he's still got it. Hey, I got another question this week, real quick. It's console crapshoot. It's not necessarily retro crapshoot. How do you guys feel about me adding PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox One, and Series? How do you guys feel about new consoles on the list? Currently, the newest thing on there is the Wii U, if you don't count the Quest, the VR. Should we keep it at that, or should we go newer? Should it be all of the consoles ever? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks, everyone, for your patience. I know it's been a while. I can't promise I'm going to have a lot of output, but I can promise that I'm not going to stop. It just might take a while. But thanks again. Have a great weekend, and see you next time.
Oh, gross! Knock it off! This is serious!